Hey, what's up guys? Steven, a Salon Guy here, and today I've got a new tutorial for you all. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests for like the old Justin Bieber, or kind of like a surfer haircut or a skater haircut. So basically I'm going to show you guys, and I want you to stick with me because I'm going to really break this down for you step by step, is how to create that sweeping kind of look where it kind of sweeps all the way over when you go like this. Kind of old school, but I've gotten a lot of requests for it. So I'm ready to go. Let's get started. So you want to start with the hair kind of combed in the direction that you want to cut it in, so you're automatically kind of creating that shape and giving yourself a head start. All right, now you don't always want the hair in the client's face, so you can brush this over, but as long as you have a good understanding of and visualization of how you want to see this, then you're good to go. So let's start with the back. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to start by cutting right in the nape area, and we're going to take this pretty much right to the hairline in the back, and we're going to cut it straight across. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring every section down to meet this and cut the whole entire back to this one part. So here is a very crucial part in the haircut. Here is where we now have to create this shape going upwards like this. So we're going to imagine and create a line visually, but we're also going to cut it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up where we left off in the back, and then we're going to now visualize the line where we want it to go towards the front. So we're going to lock in our comb like this, and now we're going to cut upwards just like that. Now we're going to continue that, working straight up on an angle. So as you can see, this has an angle going from shorter to longer back here. Remember, we still are going to layer this, not to worry, but what we've done is now we've created our guide right throughout the front. So now let's go right into the front here in the very, very front section like this. And we're going to then cut straight across. And what that's going to do is that's going to give us this type of look right into here. So let's bring this down. We're going to comb it straight down like this, and let's point cut into the fringe area to give it a softer line. And as you can see, what that's doing is that's creating that softer kind of flow, which already we want to have that look. But again, it's very heavy, we haven't layered it. Now let's do the same thing on the other side to where we can match up the angle on this side, and now we can connect it right in through here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to see where our section is right in the front, and we're going to now angle this downwards, and we're going to connect into this back part right in through here. Holding down with our comb as our guide, and then connecting in through the back corner. And if there's any little pieces, then you can just come in freehand like this and get rid of it. So now we want to check the balance to make sure it's even, and we actually are right on the money. So now we've got this where you can see it's sweeping over. This again is very, very heavy. So let's start to work on the layering. Okay, as you can see, we're in the very back of the head now. And what we're going to do is create our first section right in through here. Now remember, this section is going to basically be our whole layer and our whole shape throughout the entire top here. So we want to keep consistent. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull it straight out from the head, 90 degrees, and we're going to then follow that same pattern going straight down. There's where we left off right there. We're going to then connect it, round it off that way, and then go to the very, very bottom. Again, you don't want to leave anything longer throughout the bottom because it will then look like a mullet, and you necessarily don't really want that. What you can do is you can switch body position to where you come in through the back area and right into the very nape, so you're not hurting yourself and overextending your body positioning, and then do scissor over comb and connect it straight down. As you can see here, right in this middle section, we've created a nice look. So let's continue to do that throughout the entire back of the head, section by section, following the same pattern. And now that we have our guide, it's going to be much easier to achieve and accomplish this haircut. So don't go anywhere. I want you guys to keep watching all the way to the very end because this is a step-by-step, and I know you guys like step-by-steps. I haven't done one in a while. So continue going this way to this way, and then this way here to this side here, and then we'll move on to the top. All right, now that the back is completely done, what I want to do is just cross-check, and that's very key when you're doing haircuts, especially that are a little bit shorter. So we're going to pull everything straight out horizontally, and we're just going to skim off any sections that are a little bit longer, just so we maintain good balance throughout the entire haircut. And do this all the way into the corners from this side to this side. And you can do that also as you move up the head shape. And if you don't see any pieces that are longer, then that's good. That means you're right on balance. You can also hold it on a diagonal like this to make sure. And as you can see, everything so far is absolutely perfect, and it's got a perfect layered shape right in through here. You don't want to see any lines whatsoever, because when you see lines, that means it's not blended properly or it's not cut right. So now what we're going to do, if you still have this side into here, which is going to be heavy and bulky, and the other side, but now we're going to work on the layers in through the top. Okay, now for the layering, what we're going to do is we're going to connect the back, and I do this in all my videos, we're going to connect the back in through the top area. And that's when we're going to continue to round out the head shape. So we're going to pull everything straight up again, all 90 degrees, all following the way the hair grows from the out of the scalp. And we're going to work our way just right in through both sides, right into the corners here. And we're not going to go into the sides yet. We're not going to go all the way to the very, very top. We're not going to do anything past this one part here, because now we're going to switch directly in through the top. So here's the front of the head right here. And now I'm going to hold everything horizontally and comb it straight out from the head like this. And I hope you guys are still following along with me. And we're going to pull it straight up this way. There's our guide right there, and we're going to cut straight across. We're going to follow this pattern all the way to the front, and we're going to continue in the same section, the same area, kind of a strip right down the middle. I know you've seen some band-aids here. It's not from cutting, it's from me working in my new space and doing some painting and moving around a bunch of things. So we're going to hold it straight up, continue the same pattern until we get to the very, very front, which is right here. This is the front of the head here, and we're going to hold it straight up and cut it straight across. So we're following, and once you follow a good pattern, that's when your haircuts will continue to get really, really good and keep consistent. All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to work in through the corners now, and also then we'll work into the sides. So here's the corner right here. All right, as you can see, what we're going to do is, again, it's all about following patterns. We're going to continue to round it out this way, and we're going to do this all the way to the very, very front. I'm not going down to the very, very bottom yet because I still want to just continue to blend this all in. And one last section right to the very, very front. You want to pull back slightly towards you, which is a little bit of over-directing. And there we have it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to work in through the very side, right into, or the very bottom on the sides. So we're going to do that by holding it straight out. There's the length right there, that shorter piece, and we're going to cut straight up, pushing the next section out of the way, so we have a clean section. And now we're blending that in, leaving that on the bottom. Again, that's your length. The minute you cut that, that's when you're going to start to create holes in your haircuts and stuff. So we're removing the weight from here all the way around. And then last section, maybe one more here. Straight out, and there we go. Now, if you want to be an ultra perfectionist, okay, you can go back and you can pull it straight out again, just like we did in the back, and we're going to cut horizontally. You could also do this on an angle as well, but I like holding everything straight out just because it literally will show you exactly where it's longer. And it's great to cross-check. Don't ever be ashamed of doing it, because remember, the more you put into the haircut, the more you're going to get out. So we're just about almost finished on this side and through here. But now let's see how that looks. So it's got a great flow to it. Let's turn this way. So all that weight is now removed, and it's properly layered now. Now we can go back in again and maybe thin it out a little bit, but now don't forget we still have to do the other side. So what I'm doing is I'm standing right in front of the mannequin head. Again, I get all my mannequin heads from hairartproducts.com. To me, they're the best in the industry. It's a great company, and they also sell a range of tools, such as these scissors that I'm using right here, as well as a whole bunch of other things. But this is the Ricardo mannequin, and this is probably one of my favorite mannequins. All right, so now we're following the same pattern on this side. Now we're going to go into the very bottom. As you can see, there's a lot of hair that needs to be removed. It's very, very heavy. But we're not cutting that base length right there. Remember, that's already been cut. We're cutting in the between the corner and that length right there. And that's how you properly remove weight. Because this particular haircut will kind of get a bit heavy, especially if the client has a lot of hair. Okay, we'll cross-check again. Let's make sure there's a little bit of hair there. And sometimes you'll find pieces that are a lot longer or they're thicker. Don't forget, those could be protection, sections that you left a little bit longer to prevent any sort of holes and to keep that weight. So as you can see, it falls nicely, just like that here. So let's brush this over. As you can see, we've got that nice little sweep going on, and it goes over this way, and then we blow dry it, you'll see. But this is kind of like that classic surfer slash, classic Bieber look when he first had it. This was very, very popular many, many years ago. But I still get tons of requests for it. So, all right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my thinning shear, and I just want to remove some of the weight in through here, and then we'll go ahead and blow dry it. Okay, so here's my thinning shear, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lift the hair up a little bit like this, and I'm cutting kind of like the mid shaft. Okay, it's not at the root area because you don't want to cut it too short. It's kind of right in the middle towards the ends of the hair, because that's going to give that kind of more flow and remove the necessary weight. It's not going to take off too much. You can also do like this where you slide cut, or you can go directly in like that and remove some of the bulk that way. This is definitely a must for these types of haircuts, especially if the hair is a little bit thicker. This is going to remove a lot of that excess weight, and it's a great technique. So I hope you guys are still with me, because I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but I really, really hope you guys are getting something out of this, whether you're a professional or you're attempting this on yourself. Because I know a lot of my viewers try to do these haircuts on their own, or they bring them in to their stylist so they can do it. All right, great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to blow dry it, and then we'll be finished. Well guys, here's the finished look here, and I'm just going to brush this over a little bit, because sometimes a lot of people like to wear this to where it's just covering the eye a little, just ever so slightly, and then you use your fingers to kind of brush it over, and this kind of goes back, or it can go straight down, however you want to do it. It's totally up to you, but usually there's like a flow going towards one side. Let's spin this around. As you can see, it's got a good shape in through here. It's got all well balanced, and the layers look great. Let's keep working around this way. See what happens when you really put all the effort into it. The layers just come out really, really perfect, and it's got that great flow to it. So even if you do want to give it that sweep, let's move this out of the way. So say you're some dude and you're just, there it is. See? There's that sweep, and you've pretty much got it. A lot of times people can do it, one shot, but it really comes down to getting this to come over in that one direction here like this. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and we'll definitely see you soon for more tutorials with the Salon Guy. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, leave comments, and also subscribe. So as you can see here, I've got celebrity interviews, I've got event coverage, and also more tutorials. So don't forget to subscribe and keep watching.